My husband was kind enough to grind up 7 gallon-sized Ziploc baggies full of beef fat for me, and I am spending a large portion of the weekend rendering it into tallow. Now, my Crockpot, which is what I'm making it in, will hold about 1.5 of these bags of fat. You want to start out with a very clean Crockpot. Even if you think it's completely clean, you want to go and scrub it down again. And as you can see from the light, I have actually missed a couple spots in this Crockpot, and I will need to clean it again. You want everything to be very, very clean. Okay, give my Crockpot the once over again, and now I'm adding 1 cup of water to the bottom. This keeps the fat from scorching as it starts to melt. Once it starts to melt, you don't really have a problem with that, and this will evaporate while it is cooking. So I will come back and show you after I have the fat in the Crockpot. Okay, I have fit as much into my Crockpot as I can, and now I'm simply covering it with my very clean lid, and we'll start it on low, and we'll come back and check on it in half an hour, and we'll be stirring it every half hour. Okay, it has been a half an hour, and the oil is starting to come out of the fat. It's breaking down, and that is what we want to see. And I'm just loosening it up a little bit from the sides of the Crockpot. And I'll be back once this is melted down quite a bit more. Okay, it has been about, that didn't help very well. Yeah, the extra light doesn't really help, does it? It has been about an hour and a half since I started this process, and you can see that quite a lot more has melted down. I did go ahead and add in the second half of the second bag just because I wanted to get this done faster today. But it's getting there. Yeah. About another hour and a half, and it should probably be melted down. You can see that the meat residue is rising to the surface, which is what it does, and that is what will become the cracklings eventually. Okay, it has been 3 hours, and it is almost completely melted down. Probably another 10 minutes and it will be. Mostly all that's solid in here is the crackling residue, but there's still just a little bit of fat that needs to melt down. So we'll check back when it's done. Okay, I have my canning funnel set up with 3 coffee filters and 10 thicknesses of cheesecloth. And I will be putting that into one of my hot sterilized jars, and then ladling the tallow. Let's see, in here. Now this is all, except for that crackling residue from the little bits of beef that were in the fat, it's completely melted. It took about 3 hours and 20 minutes. So now I just ladle it like so into the jars, and all of these particulates will be filtered out. And then once that's had a chance to drain through, I'll come back. Okay, so the first pint is drained, and it's within a ½ inch to a ¼ inch of the top, which is where I want it. Take a napkin or a cloth with vinegar on it, go around the rim, and take your jar lid, screw on your ring, and then this should seal up as it cools, and the tallow will solidify towards a whitish light beige color. If it were lard, it would be white. Alright, so I did all 4 bags that were left. I had done 3 earlier this week, and I ended up with 12 jars of tallow from the 4-gallon Ziploc bags full of beef fat. And these ones have solidified, and these ones have not quite yet, but they will by morning. And then I will have a total of let's see, did 9 before, 12 this time. This is why I shouldn't do math at night. 21 21 jars, or pint jars of tallow. And like I said before, I still have a huge chunk of beef fat out in the freezer. It's at least as much as what I've done so far, possibly even more. So that is how I made tallow from beef fat.